What up, though, Pride Nation? Welcome to Luke G's Field Review. Today is our first pre-draft, pre-combine mock draft. And what I want to do is I want to be able to have y'all be a part of this process. So we're going to do this thing like a real draft, ladies and gentlemen. And what we're going to do is we're going to just go through the process of the draft. Now, I'm going to give it a few minutes because I want people to be able to jump in and be a part of the process and be able to give their input and join in on this draft. In the meantime, I'm going to talk about our latest news of Glover Quinn being cut. Yes, I dropped the video on that, telling you all the different little things that I was seeing. And I look forward to it. So now that we got it up, I'm ready to roll. So I see we got Bruce Holmes in here. What up, though, Bruce? What it do, man? I see we got John Hannon up in here. What up, though? Once we get some more things going, we get it popping. We got Will Dirks in here. What up, though? I'm excited for this because I'm going to do this about 2 or 3 times. I'm going to do another mock draft after free agency, and then I'll do another mock draft just after the combine. And in this particular mock draft, we're going to do the whole 7th round. So what we're going to do is we got General G. Berry. What up, though? Melissa. What up, though? That's right. I appreciate that, General. Tell them, leave a like, man. That's how I keep this thing going. All right, so I'll let a few more people get in here, and then we get this thing going. As you can see, I'm all set up, and we're going to do this thing like a real mock draft. I'm on a draft simulator that is a property of FanSpeaks, and I'm using the NFL mock draft. So I'm taking the actual mock drafts that have been done by these so-called people from NFL.com, and I'm going to compare theirs to ours, and I'm going to make this work. Hope you stick around. Man, you know what? You're not lying, man. It's funny that you say that. I hope they do keep Glover Quinn around after he retired, because I do believe that he can provide that leadership still to the locker room, and I do believe that he can help these young safeties be better. But again, we don't know what they're going to do, So we'll see what's going on. What up, though, Noble? I got Noble Sports in here. Again, please make sure y'all go and check out Noble Sports Entertainment channel. It's a good channel. It's really wonderful. He's a part of this whole movement of giving the Detroit Lions and Detroit sports a fair, unbiased media outlet. Also check out Derek P. Fields' channel. He's another guy that I wouldn't even be on YouTube if it wasn't for Derek P. Fields. He got in my head, man, and got me to do this thing. So check out his channel. You're gonna get a little bit of everything there. All right, so we got 10 people in the chat. I'm pretty sure more will join. We're gonna get this thing started. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna allow this thing to actually simulate it. And what I'll do is I'll let you know who I would take at that pick, and then I'll ask you who would you prefer at that pick. So let's get this thing going. So let's draft. Now, the thing that's cool about this particular simulator is it actually allows for you to see who were previously taken and who's still on the board. And so it's a good way to kind of figure out what's going on. Now, if you look right here, according to the NFL mock draft from NFL.com, the Lions' biggest needs are wide receiver, safety, cornerback, edge rusher, guard, and tight end. And as you see right here, these are all the people that are available. Now, as I come down, you will happen to notice that it says I'm on the clock. And according to the NFL.com, they're saying, what up, though, Dre Burns? I see you out here. Okay, I'm trying to make sure I don't miss nobody. Okay, but according to them, here's what we got. They're saying the Arizona Cardinals are taking defensive lineman Quentin Williams. I'm not shocked there. I don't know how they somehow came up with that pick, but that's cool for me because what I want to do is going to be something different. They also, and mind you, let me go back one step. Their mock draft is dated for 213. Okay, so this is a very recent draft mock that they did. So I'm going up against what they think the latest is. At number 2, as you can see right here, they got the San Francisco 49ers taking Josh Allen. Okay. I'm a little disappointed to see that they got Byron Murphy ticking off for the Jets. That sucks. And I know some people are saying Nick Bosa, you know, but hey, this day mock draft, we're going to see what we come up with. And then we got an interesting pick right here. At 4, Drew Lock. Interesting. Okay. This right here is going to upset me, ladies and gentlemen, because if this really does happen and they take a quarterback here, that could ruin the Detroit Lions' chances of making a trade with them. But again, we're going to do this as if though no trades is happening. And then they got the Buccaneers taking Johan Williams from out of Alabama. Okay. They had the Giants taking Colin Farrell, DN. So you see right now we getting real interested. And just before it's Dwayne Haskins. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where I'll tell you who I would take at this pick. And I'm going to ask y'all to put y'all vote in for who y'all want. So, as you can see, these are all the names of players still available. Who should the Detroit Lions take at 8, ladies and gentlemen? Let's talk about it. If you're asking me, okay, Mr. Murphy is off the board. I was originally sold on Devin White, but again, I got another linebacker I like better. So for me, if Nick Bosa happens to fall to the Detroit Lions at 8, I don't want him. It's not that he's a bad player. It's just that for me, I think that Will Dirks hit the nail on the head. For me, it's the tight end TJ Hockenson. And the reason I say that is because I truly believe if Hockenson gets past Detroit, Green Bay is taking one of these tight ends, if not 2. And so to me, I would take DJ Hockenson. So we got 1 vote for Hockenson. I got 2 votes for Nick Bosa and 1 for Montez Sweat. Okay. 3 votes for Nick Bosa. All right. So we got 3 out of 16 votes for Nick Bosa, 1 Hockenson. Oh, wow. They had him taking the Connor. Okay, well, look, Morgan, listen. If the Raiders take the Connor and the tight end of the 24th and 27th, I'll be shocked. I really would. But I see we got a vote for Wilkins or Sweet. So that's 2 for Sweets, 1 for Wilkinson. Oh, it's a lot of Nick Bosa's coming here. Let's play devil's advocate because right now Nick Bosa's leading the charge. If we take Nick Bosa, let's see what we're going to have left. So we're going to draft him. And let's take a look and see who's coming off the board. Now, mind you, this thing is going to simulate all the way to the next pick for the Detroit Lions to the 2nd round at 11. And so I'm going to have to go back and look at it. And I can assure you, I'm going off of what you guys said in terms of picking up people, you know, who are going to meet the standards of which y'all like. So, as you can see, we took Nick Bosa, and directly after us at 9, Greedy Williams goes to the Buffalo Bills, according to the NFL.com mock. And then DeAndre Baker. So 3 of the top corners are off the board already. Devin White goes to the Cincinnati Bengals, according to them. I know Detroit's own Big Will liked it polite, but he's going to the Green Bay Packers. Christian Wilkinson went to the Miami Dolphins. Let me just say something about Rashawn Gary. This is an overrated player, and if the Falcons take him, they deserve whatever they get. That's just my opinion. What up, though, Derek P. Fields? I see you out here, man. I see you. Now, as y'all can see, this draft is getting even more interesting. So we got our offensive tackle Greg Little going to the Carolina Panthers. I can see that. The Cleveland Browns select Montez Sweat. I don't know if they would do that because I know they got God, what's the DN they just drafted high? and they drafted another DN. So I don't know if they'll do that, but I wouldn't be surprised. Minnesota takes a guard, Cody Ford. Okay. Tennessee takes D lineman Jerry Tiller. Pittsburgh takes Brian Burns. That's an interesting one. That's a guy I thought would have been there for us in the second or third round, but apparently not. Not according to this mock draft. Seattle takes an offensive lineman. I see that happening all day. They need to build that line up. Baltimore takes a lineman. Wow. Texas take. Wow. Okay. So at 24, the Raiders select D lineman Ed Oliver. That actually makes sense, ladies and gentlemen. And Philly takes Josh Jacobs, the running back. This is going to get real fun. I can see it already. And then you have the Indianapolis Colts taking wide receiver Marquise Brown, and the Oakland Raiders taking Jalen Ferguson. Yeah, this draft right here finna get real frustrating already. So we're gonna have to work through this process. And then we got Green Bay taking TJ Hockenson. I gotta tell y'all, I really believe they're taking the tight end. And then we come back to edge rusher Chase Winovich for the Rams, tight end Fenton. Okay, so that's our first round, people. That's the first round right there. Let's see who's still up on the board going into the second round. So we took Nick Bosa, according to what I was going by the number of people who requested it. Oh, they getting okay. I see what you're saying, Morgan. Okay, I misunderstood that. So I got two screens up looking at the chat, and I'm also looking at this simulator because I want to be able to see what's going on. So now we're up on our next pick. All right, people, y'all tell me who we should take here. To be able to see who is already gone, we'll go back up to the first one. So they got the Cardinals taking DK Metcalf. Okay. They got the Colts taking D lineman Zach Allen. Wow. Okay. It's getting rough out here. So I got one vote for Love. Okay, so let's see who's still on the board. We still got Jonathan Abraham, safety out of Mississippi. We still got Mac Wilson, linebacker out of Alabama. We still got wide receiver Deebo Samuels. I'm going to be honest with y'all. All those names sound good, but given the most recent history that Glover Queen was released, I really do love Taylor Rapp out of Washington. He would be my pick. I'll ask y'all to let me know who the pick is going to be, but we can see right now that running back Damon Harris went to Oakland. Wide receiver A.J. Brown went to the San Francisco 49ers. Kyler Murray drops out of the first round into the second round to the New York Giants. Okay. And then again, we miss on another tight end. Earl Smith goes to Jacksonville. So the top three tight ends are off the board. Isaiah Buggs to the Denver Broncos. That's another guy I thought we could have got in the third round. Now, I like the way Nicholas is thinking. I like Rapp, but we're going to see what people say. So I got Love up here. I got one for Harry. I know Harry from Arizona State is a nice pickup, but Melissa, do you really believe we should take a receiver here? That's the question. And all right, so we got what's this? Sip Trout. All right, hey, welcome to the field review. And what up though? All right, he said that Abrams is good from my city, really good player. Okay. Not against Rapp, but cornerback still seems more important to me. All right, so we got to look at cornerbacks. Now, let's see. Who else is just going off this board for us? Yondon Cautious. I don't know who this player is, people, so I don't know if that's a good pickup for them for offensive lineman. I've probably only looked at about 5 linemen film-wise, and he wasn't one of them. Dexter Lawrence. So, okay, no Dexter Lawrence. So now, if cornerback is the option, which one of these cornerbacks stand out to you? If you go by the big board of NFL.com, who is ranking their players. They have Amani Oruwariye from Penn State left. I do like him. I don't know if he's worth a second-round pick. Jonathan Abrams from Mississippi State do seem like a good pick for the safety spot. So far I got three Julian Loves. So let's say we were to go and look at the cornerbacks and we take Julian Love, because this to me is a guy who just do his job, and we're going to draft him because I'm getting a lot of Julian Love hits right now. So let's take him and see what we end up being left with. Now, keep in mind, people, that this draft is going to work itself out in a way that some of us is not going to be comfortable with. Okay, man, I'm seeing some names come off this board that I truly like. I gotta be honest. I'm seeing some names come off this board for real. Woo, this is getting rough. All right, people, let's see what happened. Y'all call Julian Love, and again, I can always reset this so we can do it again and see what happens. But okay. So Jonathan Abrams goes to Green Bay Packers. Now, this scares me. This scares me because I happen to have been put up on game by Mr. Jonathan Abrams, and there is some flaws in this game, but he's one of those guys that I think is very coachable. That kind of scares me. And then Mack Wilson, linebacker, goes to the Falcons. We miss out on the receiver, N'Keal Harry, to the Washington Redskins. Wyoming's edge rusher Carl Granderson goes to the Carolina Panthers. Guard Michael Jordan goes to the Miami Dolphins. Deebo Samuel goes to the Cleveland Browns. Calvin Harms goes to the Minnesota Vikings. Jermaine Pratt to the Tennessee Titans. Vosean Joseph goes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Eagles take Amani Oruwariye. Wow. That's rough. That's rough right there, people. Okay. Jamal Dean goes to the Houston Texans. Nasir Adderley goes to the Houston Texans as well. And then Austin Bryant, edge rusher, goes to the New England Patriots. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson goes to the Philadelphia Eagles. I actually like Chauncey. Okay. Rapp goes to the Colts. See, it's getting real right here, people. It's getting real. Trade back to 32 with the Pats and pick a tight end. Now, I haven't did the trades in here yet. I'm just doing what they got in terms of their current picks. So William Quarles, what up, though? I see your message. I'm going to try to work around to it. I'm going to try to make it as real as possible to see if they allow me to do trades. I've been playing around with this thing. Tight end Jay Steinberg went to the Dallas Cowboys. Now, Riley Ridley goes to the Chargers. Now, the Riley Ridley going to the Chargers is interesting because TA from Noble Sports Entertainment really likes Tyrell Williams. And if this happens, that basically means that they've already conceded that they're not bringing Tyrell Williams back. They're going to just roll with what they have. And I can see that happening. But then we go to Justice Hill, Lonnie Johnson to the Saints, Savon Smith to the Chiefs, Devin Bush to the New England Patriots. Ouch. Okay. All right. Debo my bike. Okay. Let's go to round 3, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what we got going on here in round 3. Now, in round 3, we got to look and see who's left. Who do y'all think we should take in round 3? So far, we've taken a DN, Nick Bosa in the first round, cornerback Julian Love out of Notre Dame in the second. And we're going to take a look at who's on the board for us. So right now, there's a few names that jump out to me. Benny Snells Jr. jumps out to me because I definitely like him, but I don't like him more than Ozigbo. And as you can see, some of these names are already coming off the board because they're trying to get to our next pick in the third round. So now we're left with center Ellington Jenkins from Mississippi State, Tight end, Caden Smith. I do like Caden Smith. He's just slow as molasses. And I still see tight end CJ Conrad for Kentucky. Okay. So let's talk, people. Who we taking? All right. I got in the chat right now, I'm seeing Hodge or Hooker for Melissa. I am feeling that Hodge idea at this point. I don't even want Hodge to get off the board for us. I'm a fear it. I'm seeing Hooker. So I got two Hodge, two Hookers. Two Hodges and two Hookers. Let me backpedal that back. I don't like how that sounds. All right, so I got two votes for linebacker Khalil Hodge and two votes for Amani Hooker. All right, so let's see who they took before us. So who came off the board before us? Because we clearly want to see who they took before us. So Arizona took edge rusher O'Shawn Aximi. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. Linebacker DeAndre Walker goes to the Raiders. Juan Thornhill goes to the 49ers, and he's a guy that I like. Jalen Jelks goes to the Jets. Trayvon Mullins to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Eric McCoy to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Little Jordan Humphrey goes to the Buffalo Bills. Interesting. Okay. All right. So now we got Joe Jackson going to Cincinnati, edge rusher. We got wide receiver Paris Campbell. Now, I do like Paris Campbell, and I believe, again, Noble Sports, TA from Noble Sports, brought up Paris Campbell on his channel as a potential pick to pick up because he got speed. I do like Paris Campbell, but I feel like he's more of a utility guy. But if New England, according to this mock draft, takes him, it makes me wonder why. Okay. Let's see who else on our little list. We're gonna just scroll on down a little bit more, see what's going on. Gerald Willis goes to the Green Bay Packers. See, he's a guy I thought we could have got in the 4th round. I guess that's not gonna work for us. Will Greer is in the quarterbacks from Washington Redskins. Joanne Williams to the Carolina Panthers. I mean, I'm not seeing anything. David Montgomery to the Falcons. Now, he's not bad. Now, see, here's where the mock draft gets crazy. Everybody knows that the Cleveland Browns has Nick Chubb. They also have Duke Johnson. They also got Carlos Hyde. And now they got Kareem Hunt. So to take Benny Snells here, I don't see happening. But if this did happen, that would be shocking. Caleb Wilson to the Minnesota Vikings and Amani Hooker. If that's a Packers, I'm gonna be mad. Okay, Tennessee Titans. All right, so we still good. We still good, people. So I got 1, 2, 3. I got 3 Hodges. Believe it or not, people. Believe it or not, if this happens to the 3rd round, I am all for the Khalil Hodge pick. I mean, right now, I don't see anybody else. Well, I take that back. I see a few people I would be interested in. The question really boils down to, what do we really need? So at this point, it's looking like our fan base is saying we need to be going linebacker. So we got us a DN, we got us a cornerback, and now we're going linebacker. And they're saying that we should go with Khalil Hodge. Now, mind you, they're saying that with 2 other linebackers I like on the board. I don't like them better than Khalil Hodge, but TJ Edwards and Terrell Hanks are 2 linebackers I definitely like better. Here's where we're going to go ahead and make this move, because I love Khalil Hodge, and NFL.com is crazy to rate him this low, but we're going to go with it. So Hodge it is, people. Let's see what we get. Let me go ahead and get down here a little bit more. And yeah, we're going to draft this player. Okay, so who are we missing out on at this point? I did not see a name come off the board yet. Okay, well, I just did. Tight end CJ Conrad from Kentucky. All right, let's go and take a look, people. Let's go and take a look. We're going to go and see what's going on. Man, this draft is already going crazy. So right at the repick, the Indianapolis Colts take Rock Ya-Sin. I don't know who that is, people. If anybody know who that is, please tell me. I do not know who that guy is. Now Will Dirk said we need to go offensive guard next. It's clear Mr. Dirk's got a perfect plan going on here. All right, so now we got the Cowboys taking Terry Backner, maybe. Chargers taking Ken Webster. I don't know who that is. Kansas City taking Ellington Jenkins, center. Anthony Nelson, Isaiah Prince. I can see Jacksonville doing that. Cameron Smith. None of these names scare me yet, people. None of these names scare me. Now, this one, this name scares me. Tight end CJ Conrad from Kentucky to the Carolina Panthers. That scares me because Conrad has a skill set that I think only one other tight end has, and I think that tight end is better. And to me, that tight end is Hockenson. Conrad catches the ball in traffic. These other tight ends, they be in traffic sometimes. They get a little worrisome and worry about it. So my pick would have been Hodge for that round, but we'll go to the next round and see what's going. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the fourth round, and we are getting ready to see what's going on. Now, I'm getting a lot of people saying take a wide receiver. Wow. Okay, so I see either a wide receiver steals from West Virginia or a wide receiver from UMass. Hannah, you talking about Andy Isabella. Okay, well, let's see who come off the board before we pick. So in case the people who just joined in was wondering who we picked so far, in round one, somehow Nick Bosa fell to the Detroit Lions, and per the fan vote, we selected him. Then I got a number of people who requested that we go cornerback and take Julian Love because most of the other cornerbacks were already off the board. And then in the third round, we got Khalil Hodge, linebacker, who I believe is the best linebacker in this draft. Now, over here, for those who just joined, we still need wide receiver, safety, guard, and tight end. And as y'all can tell, as we take the players of need off the board, they come off our list. Now, this round right here is very important, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I believe that there are about 2 or 3 players that the Lions should look at with this pick. But I'm only going to choose these players based on the fact that I want them to be able to come in and have an immediate impact. Now, I'm seeing a lot of people talk about receiver. I see Melissa is saying go to TJ Edwards. Whitehead from Stanford is still there. Are you serious? Did I miss his name? Wait a minute now. Hold on. Did I miss his name, George? Hold on. Don't say that. Don't say that because then that's become an easy pick for me. Let me go take a look at the wide receivers. If Whitehead is still there, then we talking. Uh-oh. I don't know. Don't look like he's still there. Let's go and see who got selected before we got a chance to pick. All right, let's go back up here. Did I go too far? I think I did. I did go too far. All right, my bad, people. My bad. I need to get me a better mouse. Okay. So we are right here. All right. So the Rams take Sean Buntins. I do not know who that is. No, I'm sorry. I might have went way too far down. So tight end Caden Smith comes to the Arizona Cardinals. Running back Devin Singletary to the 49ers. Wide receiver DeMarcus Lodge to the Jets. Connor McGovern to the Oakland Raiders. Tampa Bay takes Jordan Belfort. I don't know, people. BJ Audrey. That name don't ring a bell neither. I'm not seeing that receiver, but let me go back. I may have overlooked them. People. TJ Edwards is going to double linebacker would be crazy. Oh, man, that would be crazy. Because there's another edge rusher in here that I like. Dan Bangagoo. I think I'm pronouncing his name wrong, but from TCU. But if it's me, and you asking me who I would take here, and I'm looking at the list of people, I do like Andy Isabella from UMass. I do like him. I also have a love-hate relationship. Where is he at? Right here. Hakeem Butler is here. I love him because he's fast. But if we go on wide receiver, wouldn't Hakeem Butler be it? I just think that if this mock draft was legit, I would take Hakeem Butler right here. To get Hakeem Butler in the 4th round would be stellar. For me, it would be Hakeem Butler, or let me go right here. I don't even see him. Where is he at? Maybe he got drafted and I missed him. But I like Ozigbo from Nebraska, and I'm probably overlooking him. Okay. Nonetheless, it's all good. We're gonna figure this out, people. So let's get these votes going. Who do y'all want? Tell me. Who should we take right now? Just to be clear, we are in the 4th round. Okay. And for me, there are a few people. I like Bryce Love. I like tight end Zach Gentry from Michigan. I definitely like Hakeem Butler. Hakeem Butler, and I definitely like TJ Edwards. It would really boil down to, do you want to go offense or defense here? Offense or defense? Offense or defense? I tell y'all what, people. I'm going to take my pick. I'm going to go with Hakeem Butler because I feel like that gives us another deep threat, and it makes it hard on our division. When I look at our division, they cornerbacks for the Bears and the Vikings and the Packers. If we got 3-4 receivers, I think that's going to be a problem for people. But I'm going Hakeem Butler here. Bryce Love or Butler. Morgan said if Whitehead is gone. Yeah, I don't see Whitehead. I could be overlooking his name. I know it's like Arciaga or something like that. I know it's hyphenated, but I don't see him up here. I'll scroll down again just to take a quick look. Yeah, I think he was already drafted and I overlooked him. So we'll just go with Hakeem Butler. Now we're going to see who comes after Hakeem Butler, because this draft is going to get real interesting, ladies and gentlemen, because now we're going to go into the 5th round in a minute. And when we go into the 5th round, we still need a safety, a guard, and a tight end. Now, where we going to get some complications is my 5th round pick. I have already had it in my head of who I want. I know what position I want in the 5th round, and it's not going to change. I really want a quarterback in the 5th round. That's for me. Okay. Travis, you're not lying. He did have Renfrow did have a solid bowl, but a lot of times when people show out in those bowl games, you know, I got to go back and see what they did throughout the regular season. But okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what came off the board for us. All right. So I got 5th round. People are saying take a tight end. I got General saying take Butler. Let's see what we got right here. D lineman DeMarcus Christmas to the Baltimore Ravens. D lineman Edwin Alexander. And people, what I want y'all to do is pay attention to how many defensive players are in this draft. That's why I don't think the Lions are going to go the route of D end or D tackle in the 1st round, in my opinion. But that's just me. I could be wrong. We got running back Trayvon Williams, David Long going to the Green Bay Packers. Let me see if there's any notable names. Bryce Love to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let me just tell y'all something, ladies and gentlemen. If Bryce Love go to the Pittsburgh Steelers, that's a problem for those people in that division. I believe with that team, he's not going to be asked to carry the load by himself, and that makes him better. And the fact that they already got Connor there, that's going to be a good 1-2 punch. Now, I'm going to tell you what ticks me off is Ben Bangagoo from TCU going to the Ravens, because I believe he is good enough to contribute to a team. And the fact that he got selected is a little frustrating because it makes our draft a little bit more difficult. But let's see if there's any other notable names who has been selected. And see, the New England Patriots take the tight end that I believe that the Lions would have took. Now, for many of y'all, I'm going to probably not do a video about it, but I wholeheartedly believe that Zach Gentry is going to be the Detroit Lions pick. I think he fits exactly what they want to do. Somebody who can catch the pass, who's got a big body, but mostly block. I personally would like Hockenson, but ain't no telling. And then the New York Giants take TJ Edwards, people. Wow. Okay. I'm not mad because I wouldn't be there. Mike Bell's another guy I like. I just wish that sometimes that he don't try to go for the big hit as much. But okay. All right. So for the new people who have just gotten here, we're going to go to the next round, which would be the 5th round. And we're going to take a hard look at who's available for us in the 5th round. Now, I know we got 2 6th, and I know we got 2 7th. But for me in this 5th round, tight end is not the answer. I just think if there's a certain quarterback here, we have to take him because the risk won't be there. And that quarterback is Buffalo's quarterback, Tyree Jackson. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're just getting in, let's do a quick recap. Per the fans' vote, we took Nick Bosa in the 1st round. In the 2nd round, per the fans' vote, we took Julian Love, cornerback out of Notre Dame. In the 3rd round, per fans' vote, we took linebacker Khalil Hodge out of Buffalo. This might be my favorite pick because I think this dude's a beast. And then we somehow stole wide receiver Hakeem Butler. This guy's 6'6", 226. And I got to believe he's going to projectly run between a 4.5 or a 4.4. And if that happens, I don't see him falling to the 4th. But if it does, and this draft happened, I would be totally shocked. Now, with that being said, we're starting to get into some territory that I don't think many of us thought we would be into. And I see some decisions going to be hard. So let's see who picked before us. Offensive tackle to the Cardinals, not worried about it. Josh Oliver to the Jets. Josh Oliver is not very fast. And Josh Oliver dropped a lot of wide open passes, but that's another story. Wide receiver David Steele. Okay, to the Oakland Raiders. Uh-oh. All right, so you're starting to lose some names that we like out here. Will Harris, Kevin Givens, let's see. Nobody else. Here's who we have left. Now, if I'm going through this list, I know we need a quarterback. Okay? But there's some names still here that I like. Let's start with Terrell Hanks. I really like Terrell Hanks. Another person that I like from this current list is, where is it at? I just saw it. Andy Isabella, but we took a receiver. Let's see who else up here. I feel like this draft is going to go a certain way, so we're going to make this thing work. Anthony Nelson from Iowa. You know what, Hen? I didn't even think about that. Sweeten 88. What up, though? I think our best shot is Greedy Williams. Sweeten 88. I want you to go when this video is over and take a look at my review of Greedy Williams, and then you tell me if you still feel confident in taking Greedy Williams. I understand he has the height, he has the speed, but there's some things that you might want to take a look at that could be of concern. I see that we got... Okay, so I see a message that says Clifton Duck. Okay, so I'm getting a Clifton Duck call. But see, if this quarterback is still here, and he is, I would take Tyree Jackson. Is there any objections by anyone for Tyree Jackson? Because if there is, I understand it. But I believe that if you take a Tyree Jackson, you can groom him. He's tall. He's got a pretty decent arm. He's got mobility. I would take him. We're going to do the vote as we would. And then the next round, I'll just pick who I would take personally. But any objections to taking a quarterback here in the 5th round, especially if Buffalo quarterback Tyree Jackson is here? All right, so Sweden 88. Jackson, here, I'll do you one better. Because I'm sharing my screen, I can always go in and out of this. So I can show you a little bit about Mr. Jackson. All right. So we'll go on over to Mr. Jackson, and we should be able to see what's so special about him. What I like about him is he's got mobility. So I don't like showing highlights because it does not help none. Now, he did play at Buffalo. He's not going to be the biggest, school for people to have things is, but a lot of great quarterbacks have come from small schools. And just to switch gears, because I want people to be aware of why I want this quarterback, is the following. So he's 6'7", 245. And what I love about this particular quarterback is not only is he big, he's mobile. Now, does he have some things he got to work on? Yes. But the reason I want a quarterback here is because we did pick up Connor Cook in free agency. So Connor Cook hopefully can hold down a backup spot while we groom Tyree Jackson for the future, which is something that the Lions need to start doing. But what makes him special is this. 99 attempts, 399 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns. 47 attempts, 197 yards rushing, 4 touchdowns. 55 attempts, 161 yards, 7 touchdowns. And you may be wondering, well, what's the point? Look how long these runs are. 55, 75, 38. And then he got the ability to throw the ball. So that's why I like the Tyree Jackson. So again, if y'all object, let's go back to the list and see who we gonna take a look at. So right now, here's the list. And we got Wes Hill from Slippery Rock. Don't know who that is. I don't know why, but I know who Elijah Holyfield is. Okay. Oh, okay. Hold on. Wait a minute. Let me see something. Okay, so somebody said we can get that quarterback in the 6th. Okay. Now, Sweden88 says if he's mobile, then absolutely no. I only say that because your video where the OC said he was going to design our plays with the guys we have, that leads me to believe that we will play focus on the pocket. I do agree with that. He is mobile, but the reason I say he's mobile is he only runs when he absolutely has to. So what I would tell you is, Sweden88 is just go and check out some footage of him. But I do like your point of view on it. Now, if we skipping over him, the question becomes, do we go safety, guard, or tight end? For me, if I'm making a pick, I would hit the quarterback. But I can also forego the quarterback, and I can go with tight end Kendall Blayton from Missouri because I do like him. And Kendall Blayton from Missouri is a big body. So still waiting on film on him. Hey, I'm working on it. I do work a 9 to 5, but I am working on these film reviews and I'm knocking them down as fast as I can. But yeah, I'm gonna get around to all those. But again, I do like Holyfield. Another guy that people are not talking about, and I think he's going to be a bit of a project, but he has potential, is Max Crosby from Eastern Michigan. So let's talk, people. Let's talk and let's get candid. I'd rather have a guy that's mobile than Stafford, who curls up like a baby when the rush comes. I don't know about that, Mike. I don't know if Stafford does that. I think if you look at most of the times when Stafford is getting sacked, he's not curling up. They're literally getting in that fast. I don't think nobody should be sacked 7 times a game. I think that's atrocious. Even when you go back to the Dallas Cowboys game when they went against the Falcons and Dak Prescott got sacked, I think 8 times. And I know Dak Prescott is way more mobile than Matthew Stafford. But at the end of the day, I'm just not so sure that mobility can save you when your line is giving up free releases to people to target on you. That's just my take on it. Now, I got Dirk who says take offense, tight end, or guard Bates. You know what? Because I'm a big believer in running the ball, I'm going to take the guard. Now, the thing about this guard that's going to scare me is it's some names still here that I like. And I really feel like the tight end makes more sense. I'm gonna go tight end on this. I'm gonna go with Blayton. I'm gonna go with him because the tight end makes more sense to me. All right. So now we're moving along this draft, and so far we've taken in the first round Nick Bosa, in the second round Julian Love, in the third round Khalil Hodge, in the fourth round Hakeem Butler, in the fifth round Kendall Blayton. We're going to see some names come off this board, big time people, and we're going to go through and see what we missed out on. So, Buffalo Bill takes Bates. Okay. All right. Let's see. Watch the Redskins take Holyfield. Now, that's scary. Could y'all imagine if Elijah Holyfield and Darius Geis is they 1-2 punch? Just take a second to think about that. Let's see. We have Tyrell Hanks going to the Houston Texans. That's scary. See, Tyrell Hanks is one of those players that I really got a lot of respect for. I really like his game. But he is better suited to be in a 3-4 outside linebacker. But he can play inside. Linebacker Jamal Davis from Akron. I'm going to tell you what's special about Jamal Davis. Jamal Davis, initial jump off the snap is the fastest I've seen of any other D lineman in this draft. It literally looks like he's cheating. The problem is once he gets that jump, he has no pass rush moves. So, for me, I'm not gonna cry over that. Andy Isabella to the Falcons. Okay, so a lot of these people are not making it to us. All right, let's go to the next round. Let's go to the next round. And I'm gonna speed this up because I want to do one more mock. I'm gonna do the next mock based on what I would take, and then I'll let y'all grade what I would take versus what y'all voted on. And trust me, I got thick skin. So whether y'all agree or not, I'm not gonna be hurt by that. Okay. The purpose is to have good dialogue and good respectful dialogue. So quick recap, people. We got Nick Bosa in the first, Julian Love in the second, Khalil Hodge in the third, Hakeem Butler in the fourth, and Kendall Blayton in the fifth. Woo! Now we got 2 picks in the sixth. And I see some names on here I still like. And there are going to be some names that people ain't going to be too key on, but I really like Darrell Henderson from Memphis. So I'll scroll down the list and y'all let me know who we should take. For me, I really like Darrell from Memphis. That fixes our running back problem. Let's see what else we got going on here. Tyree Jackson is still there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I'm looking at the high risk, high reward plays, and according to our needs, we still need a guard and we still need a safety. So let's see what we're talking about here. I have never seen so many get the running backs come in. Wow. Yeah, I have that running back question came in quick. Okay. Get Jackson, please. Jackson who? Tyree Jackson, the quarterback? Is that who you saying, Hannah? All right, Noble Sports say Kyron Higdon. Where do you see him at? Let's see. Did I pass his name? I don't see that one. I don't see where Higdon at. Let me see. Maybe I'm missing it. Oh, he's right there from Michigan. Now, let me just tell you, if I had to take him over the Memphis running back, I would be floored. Darrell Henderson, I believe, is a better back, in my opinion. Now, I got Nicholas saying take an offensive guard. That do make sense, Nicholas, but who would you take? I'm not a big fan of Patterson. I watched enough Ole Miss to know that sometimes he don't do too well with speedy guys and guys who bull rush him. But that could just be Other issue, I really feel like Darrell Henderson will be the pick for me. Him or Jackson. But we still ain't got our safety yet. So let's see what we thinking. I tell y'all what. I'm gonna make a Lions pride call. I'm taking our running back because I would think this would be a steal if he's still here in the 6th round. This is an absolute steal. This is a guy with speed and explosion. Now, we still going to need a guard, but we still got 3 picks, okay? And we still going to need a safety. And again, the 6th and the 7th round are generally people who you're looking for depth. Hannah said if we don't need an offensive guard, we still have Crosby. I think Crosby is going to get kicked over to tackle. I do. I think he's going to get kicked over to tackle, and I'm hoping that in free agency that they address that positioning. Okay. Now let's go and look at what was taken. Okay. Because we're up again. And Tavon Coney made it all the way to the 5th. That's shocking. All right. Our next pick is up, people. We got to make a call here. So far we got a tight end, a wide receiver, a running back, a linebacker, a cornerback, and a DN. We need a safety, and according to them, we need a guard. In my opinion, I agree with Hannon. We don't really need a guard like that, but no, we did not get anybody to replace Wagner. Wagner is still under contract. So, you know, I don't see anything happening with that. He's still under contract. What about the running back from Florida Atlantic? I like him, but I don't like him as much as the speed change, the change of pace on him from Memphis. Now, 6th round people, I'm taking the quarterback here. I just feel like at this point, he's gone. And he went to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Oh, y'all got to be kidding me. Oh, man. Right. I think Travis hit on the head. Everybody worry about Wagner. The real problem is TJ Lane. That's who we got to replace. All right, people. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's see. Let me get that out there. Based on this current list, I'm going to take another cornerback, people. I'm going to take Michael Jackson from Miami. Why? I've seen him play a little bit of safety, and I would rather have 2 rookie corners going along with a veteran than to have somebody who can't do it. So, any objections to me taking Michael Jackson from Miami? Because if there is, then that's cool. So, okay, so he said Lang is done. All right, so, you know what? I could take this guy. I could take him. I don't know. I like Mike, though. Let's see who else out here. Let's see who else up on this list. You know what? I'll tell you this much. At this point, I really don't see how you can go wrong. I just feel like it has to be a pick that comes in and can play a dual role, and Michael Jackson is that guy. I'm going to go with Michael Jackson. I got to go with Mike. All right, let's go. No, he's not. Mike will come up there and hit you. Mike ain't trying to hear that. All right, so we're getting closer to the 7th round, okay? And the question becomes, at this point, everybody knows the 7th round is just a depth player. But at this point, as we look at this, what would you grade this draft? This is what you guys voted on. I went by the majority vote, so what people asked for. What would you guys grade this current draft on? If this was the mock draft we went with, Nick Bosa in the first, Julian Love in the second, Khalil Hodge in the third, Hakeem Butler in the fourth, Kendall Blayton in the fifth, Darrell Henderson in the sixth, and Michael Jackson. How would you grade this? If I was looking at this and this happened in real life, I would give this an A-. And the reason I would give it an A- is because if the only two positions we need is safety, I'm okay with that. That's what we got Quadrin Diggs and Tracy Walker for. So I didn't think that was a big need. Yes, we need a guard, but hopefully we can get one in free agency. And again, to be able to come out with a pass rusher, a solid cornerback, an unbelievable linebacker, an explosive receiver, a solid tight end, and then you get a speedy running back with a little power behind him, and a cornerback who's not afraid to tackle and can play safety. I would give it an A-. Now, Michael says he give it an A++++, but Butler and Henderson won't be there. And I agree with you, Michael. I don't see them falling that far. The combine would be pretty crazy. Nicholas said, I'd be happy with this draft. B+, assuming we got a replacement for Lang in free agency. I agree with that. Noble Sports says, I like Andy Isabella over Hakeem Butler. Yeah, I do like Isabella's ability to get in and out of his routes. I think he's a better route runner than Butler. But when you talk about a guy that's 6'6", 226, and can run and catch, that's hard to deal with right there, man. And just put it this way. Look what Kenny Galladay do to people. You know, you want those big guys. Will Dirk said B+A. John Hannon says B+ only because I don't like Love. I feel you. He's a guy that's going to do the job, but I do like him. What else? So let me see. It said, yeah, Andy Isabella would be the fastest in this draft. Do you think so? I would be shocked if Isabella's the fastest in this draft. I really would. Yeah, Randy Moss did make a living high pointing the ball. And that to me is what Hakeem Butler brings to you. But he also brings to you that run after the catch too. We don't have a switch Army knife player. Nah, I don't think we need one, Noble. I don't think we need one. I mean, even if you were to look at who are the remaining people on this list, I can go and select anybody from this list remaining, and we still hit on it. You know, I don't think that there's no right or wrong in the 7th round, in my opinion. This is all depth. But I do think that at some point you have to address something. So I'm just going to pick a player. I'll just go with the guard just for the heck of it. But I do think that we don't need a switch Army person. Now, Noble says we do. We do. My thing is this. What happens when our 1 and 2 go down and that switch Army person we got is doing it? When you look at the teams who have switch Army players, they're not really utilizing them like that. I mean, let's be honest. The Dallas Cowboys got Tavon Austin. How's he used? He's not doing changing no games up because he can't be the number 1 receiver or the number 2. You go over to another team like, say, the New England Patriots, who got Cordell Patterson, and they use him sparingly too, you know, because he's not able to run routes and stuff. You go over to people like the Bears, who has a utility person. They're not utilizing them in the way that you would expect, because when people see them on the field, they know it's some type of gadget play. So I don't know about that. Okay, so let's talk about Percy Harvin. I mean, Percy Harvin was a utility guy, and he didn't do much. Ted Ginn Jr., another utility guy who don't do much. The utility guys, those switch Army guys, they're cool, but I like the guys who are a little bit more fundamentally sound and technical in what they're doing. You know, now again, I'm just looking for those draft grades because those draft grades are going to be what we look at. So now I got Sweden asking is Dix available. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's go up. I don't see him just yet. Now you know what? Clifton Duck is still there. Shocking. You know, you can't you could never have too many cornerbacks, could you? Clifton Duck wouldn't be a bad one. Let's see who else. I'm looking for you to see if I see Dix on the board. He probably was already drafted. It's looking like he may have already been drafted. Yeah, it's looking like he's already drafted according to this simulator. Okay, so Ted Ginn Jr. was the second best player on the Saints before the injury. Yeah, but they always injured, right? Like when you think about the utility players, how often are they not hurt? Tavon Austin got hurt as a utility player. You know, with that weak reverse that they run every time on Dallas with him. Ted Ginn got hurt. Cordell Patterson got hurt as a utility player. I remember when the Panthers used to use McCaffrey as a utility player, and that didn't work out until they started saying, well, let's run the ball and hit him out the backfield. But before then, they were doing all this weird stuff with him, and it wasn't working out. So, and the Lions don't have a dynamic playbook. They don't run jet sweep reverses and shovel passes. Well, they did used to run a jet sweep with Tate, not Tavon Austin, but with Golden Tate. But a lot of the times nobody bid on it because it was poorly executed. Now Dirk says Steven Nelson and Pierre Desir could be possible sleepers and cornerbacks in free agency. I don't want near one of them. I wouldn't touch Steven Nelson because I think that he hasn't been the same since he got hurt. And I think he's a liability in coverage, which is why he's a free agent. When I look at Pierre, I feel like if you really pay attention to Pierre, man, he does not do that good against the receiver in press coverage, and he has a hard time maintaining close proximity when they run like quick slants or stopping goals or out routes. He doesn't do a good job of staying on their hip, But I wouldn't touch now one of those two. Now I do agree with Noble Sports. We're not running it that much, but let's go ahead and do a quick one, and then you'll see what I would do if it was my draft. So you'll see what my draft would look like if I was doing it my own, and who I would take and what rounds and things like that based on it. And you'll be able to see me set it all up again, because this is a cool thing. Again, if anybody else want to do this and play around with it, and then y'all can post it in the main chat and let me know what's going on, we can do that. But they're talking about things like taking different stuff. So we'll go to our team, the Detroit Lions. Boom. And then we'll come on down here and go here. Boom. And again, I use the NFL's mock draft because it's the NFL. We won't even do the 7th round. We'll do up to, say, the 5th round for me. Because to me, I don't care who we take in the 6th and 7th at that point. Those are just depth players. Now, Ha in free agency. Ooh, see, I'm going to tell you my problem with Ha Clinton Dix. If you go back to Ha Clinton Dix on the Redskins and on the Green Bay Packers, when he did not have a dominating pass rush coming, he lost receivers a few times in coverage. When they paired him in Washington with Schwarzenegger, you saw Ha trying to play the balls guy while Schwarzenegger become the enforcer. I don't think we want that. I don't think we want to kick the tires on that. I want to keep the youth movement going, and I like that better. Now, people, again, as you can see, you can select whatever draft you want them to go against. I'll go against the mock draft, which right here happened from 2/13, which was the last update. They are literally pulling this from these particular websites. So all these people, we can go and pull their drafts. But I'll show you what my draft look like, and then y'all can give me a grade on it. We don't do flea flickers, not trick plays at all, nothing to keep the defense honest. I pray to God that they don't call too many flea flickers. Those have to be perfectly timed and have to have good protection. And if that's the case, then we need to make sure that they're holding up to their end of the bargain and protection for that to happen. And I don't know if that's going to be the case. I don't. But again, by the way, while I'm doing this, let me just put this out here. I have officially made an email address. So if anybody want to send me some ideas, want to hit me up to just talk, maybe y'all want to hop on the show or something like that, hit me up in the email. Okay. The email is lukegsfieldreview@gmail.com. That's LUKEGSFIELDREVIEW@gmail.com. And y'all can give me ideas and hit me up in the email. And if you want to get on the show and talk football with Luke G gonna get you on and talk on the show. Okay. And we can talk this football. So let's draft. If this is me doing a draft, we're gonna get it popping. All right. Now we finna get into some stuff. This is where y'all are gonna have a chance to grade what I would deem to be a good draft and how I would do it. Okay. And for me, I'm going to go on based on the realness and the likelihood of what's going to be there. So already off rip, it's pretty much the same stuff. These people took the same people, except for you seeing a few changes because they're pulling from different ones. You see Nick Bosa is no longer on the board. He went to the 49ers, but Byron Murphy was still taken off. Drew Lock has somehow keep popping up for the Raiders. Monty Sweet is going to the Buccaneers. And now we got some different options. And for me, when I go through and I look through this list, if you're telling me Josh Allen is there, right? If you're telling me Josh Allen is there, I'm literally going to overlook Josh Allen. I'm going to overlook Ed Oliver. I don't want no parts of Rashad Gary. Y'all got my point of it. I'll overlook all these people. Now, the Detroit Lions claim if there's a quarterback there, they would take it. If for some reason, and I doubt that the Jacksonville Jaguars is passing on a quarterback this year, but if for some reason that Dwayne Haskins and Kyler Murray is there at 8, that pick becomes a trade for me. Okay, that's that would be crazy. Like, right, niggas, that's crazy. Josh Allen falls to us at 8. I'll be shocked. However, I don't want none of those people, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm still taking the tight end in the first round. And the reason I'm taking this tight end is simply because when was the last time y'all can say the Detroit Lions had a dynamic tight end? When I look at these teams who are winning and who are doing things and who are showing consistent success at doing stuff like a New England Patriots and the Tom Brady's, even Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers without a tight end was looking real suspect. Okay. No tight end for Tom Brady made him look suspect. All the good teams have killer tight ends. You don't believe me? Go and look at what a tight end does for Patrick Mahomes. Okay, and then go and look at Deshaun Watson. Okay, so the tight end is huge for me. All right, now what I would then do in going into the next round, because I'm gonna see who's left, because at this point I've already concluded that I'm going with what I think is going to help this team win immediately and who's going to come in and have immediate impacts. My first and second round people need to have an immediate impact on this team, okay? So in the second round, again, going by my logic of immediate impact, okay? And we're coming up on our pick, and we just took a tight end. I am now going to take safety Taylor Rapp. And the reason I'm taking Taylor Rapp is because Taylor Rapp reminds me of Troy Polamalu. He has ball skills. He's not afraid to tackle. Get him and CJ good night. All right, I hear you, George. All right, so for me, I'm going with these different things. And for me, again, I'm only going on immediate impact. Now, the third round pick to me needs to be what is considered a solid supporting castmate. In other words, you know how, like, if anybody is familiar with the movie Harlem Night, and if you're not, please watch Harlem Night. This is one of the greatest comedies you're going to ever see. It's funny. But everybody remembers how Arsenio Hall had a small role that was so memorable. Well, I feel like that third round pick needs to be somebody who can be memorable for our Detroit Lions. And for me, when I come up and I see our pick is sitting there, and I'm saying to myself, wow, so we got a safety, we got a tight end, we doing good. I feel good about life. Everything is looking right. And now I got to figure out, well, who do I take next? And if these names come off the board, I'm starting to really wonder what would be my next pick. But then it becomes really clear for me, because at this point, okay, at this point, I don't think I would change anything if he is still available, and he will be. But I think he's gonna do some great things. I'm still taking Khalil Hodge, and the reason I'm taking Khalil Hodge is because I really believe he's that good of a linebacker. I am not just saying this; I'm telling you what the film tells me. So now I'm taking Khalil Hodge, and that's 3 rounds we just did it. So now we got a linebacker, we got a tight end, we got a safety. All these are people who are going to come in and make an immediate hit. And yes, Harlem Nights is a classic. Okay. Um, Now again, because I'm picking players based on the needs. For me, the 4th round person needs to also be a supporting cast. Okay. He needs to be able to come in and give us something. I don't care if it's on special teams or what. He needs to be able to come in and be trying to put people on notice that he's taking jobs. Now, some of y'all may say, well, who is that person? Now, it's going to be a pick that many of y'all are going to look at and say, that doesn't make sense. But for me, it makes perfect sense. And the reason it makes perfect sense is because what it does is it gives us a legitimate pass rusher, somebody who can play DN and who can also play outside linebacker if need be, and inside. And that's what Matt Patricia likes. So I'll then take Ben Bangagoo. Now you may be wondering, why would I take him and we still need a cornerback? Well, I'm going to tell you why. If I go over here to the cornerback's left, right, it's still some pretty good names on there. But I like Clifton Duck. Okay. I like Michael Jackson. And I believe that these names will still be there. If they're not, we'll worry about that another time. But the truth is, I don't want to panic and go and get somebody who can't truly come in and have an immediate impact. So for me, I'm taking the DN / outside linebacker. That's Ben Bangagoo. And that's because I believe he is going to provide some athleticism and pass rush. Now, I got a video coming out soon that's going to be very interesting that kind of hit a nerve with me, but I don't want to spill no beans right now. So now we are going off, and so that go to 4th round, and somehow they're still picking. Okay, all right. So now we're going to go to the 5th, and in the 5th round, I'm going to make a pick that I believe is a realistic pick that I think they will be there, and it's going to be at a position that I think some people are going to probably question. But again, this is just me. The 5th round pick needs to be somebody who needs some work but can bring something to the table. And to me, a person that needs some work but can still bring something to the table really boils down to right here. Where's his name at? I just saw it because I know he didn't get drafted. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan Bates, guard from Penn State. And y'all may be wondering why. Go and watch what they did in the run. That's why. And this is a need that I want only because I want Frank Ragnow to be the center. I don't want him playing guard. I want him playing center. And so that's my 5 rounds. So first round, I took tight end Hockenson. Second round, I took safety Taylor Rapp. Third round, I took Khalil Hodge. Fourth round, I took Ben Bangagoo. And the fifth round, I took guard Ryan Bates. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is my 5-round pick. I could have went 6 and 7, but I didn't want to make this video too long. Go ahead, put a grade on it. Let me know what y'all think about what I picked and if y'all like it or not. If you like it, good. If you don't, good. I'm not going to be mad. I appreciate y'all, spending this time with me and doing the mock draft with me. Now, here's what I love about this. This thing, when you do it, it actually allows you to download your results so you can share it with people. And not only does it allow you to download your results, it lets you know if you hit on the team's draft assessments. In other words, like what they need and things like that. I just got to a point where I truly felt that the Lions needed a stellar tight end for once in a quarterback's lifetime. So far I got an A+++++. I appreciate that, Travis. I got a good job from Noble Sports Entertainment. Appreciate that. I got an A to an A+ from Will Dirks. I appreciate that. I got George Morgan saying it works. I appreciate that. Noble Sports says an A. It says I would be happy if that was all we got in the draft. I would too, because I really can't tell you the last good tight end we had. I've tried to struggle through it. And if you really think about it, I think it was Sanders. Sanders was the last great tight end we had. We have not had a good tight end since Sanders. Just imagine how many years that was. I got Nicholas giving me an A or A-. Okay. Now Michael says he can't pass on Josh Allen. I do agree with you on that, Michael. I can understand why you wouldn't want to pass on him. But put it this way. With the way this draft is loaded with pass rushers, I basically got a player similar to Josh Allen and Ben Bangagoo. And I think that's what makes that Josh Allen oversight feel better, because I still got an outside linebacker / DN who can rush the passer. He was third, I believe, in sacks and tackles for a loss. First was Ferguson. And I believe that there was another person, but I don't think it was Josh Allen. So I get it. But that tight end is something that we have not had in a long time. Now, Noble Sports says, will Stafford throw the ball to the tight end? Absolutely, because we're going to be running a West Coast style offense now. So it's going to be a lot of shorter passes, and we needed a tight end that's going to be explosive. Don't mind, but if that was a real draft and the 2 top quarterbacks were there, we had to trade back, because I totally agree. Again, keep in mind that if I can trade back, I will always trade back. If those 2 quarterbacks are there, I said it earlier, we're trading back. We're not staying there. Okay. So if those quarterbacks, if one of the quarterbacks is there, we're staying there. I am still trying to finish the CJ Conrad video. I am going to switch off into offense. I've done some film study on defense because that's what I was getting a lot of hits on. And so I'm going to switch off into offense soon. Now, Nicholas said he gave me an A- just simply because his favorite player is Josh Allen. I can't get mad at that. At least he's being honest. He's being honest. Now, Noble Sports Entertainment say they never used the tight end that much. That's the problem. But we got Darrell Bevell. And if you go back and you look at the Seattle Seahawks, they use their tight ends often. They use Luke Wilson often. They use the only one they didn't use often was Jimmy Graham, and Bevell wasn't there when that occurred. So they'll use them often. No Butterfingers. I agree. We don't need nobody who's gonna be Butterfinger. No, there's no underscore in my email. My email is just simply Luke G's field review. There's no hyphen or anything like that. It's literally Luke G's fieldreview@gmail.com. What will we get if we traded back to find at 13? Anyone knows the trade points? From 8 to 13, you're looking at maybe even swap a first and more than likely a third or fourth round pick. It's not that big of a value. Your bigger values will come from the 24th and 27th pick, because to move from 24 to 27 to 8 is going to take a little bit more value. Sweeten says, we just need a good team with the crying emoji. He says, my Lion team is an 87 overall on Madden, thanks to Barry and Kelvin. Yeah, my Madden team on Madden is a 99 overall. And that's me working the crap out of it and stuff. But I haven't been playing Madden as much as I was, and I'm on a PS4 at that. They will part ways with Nev Lawson. Nev Lawson is not staying. I just don't see it. Brandon Pettigrew, Pettigrew was terrible. This is why I think the tight end, if we're stuck there, needs to be the pick. This is just me. Let's see. All right, so what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna get ready to wrap this up. What I'll do is after the free agency opens up, I'm going to do a different mock draft. And in that mock draft, they would have already included the updates for the free agent signings. And you're going to see a totally different draft. The problem is, I'm probably going to still take the tight end first if we're stuck at 8. Because I believe that we can get Khalil Hodge and Rapp. I just think we need a safety. The safety impact is going to be huge. Now, George Morgan says, I'm just thinking TJ and CJ together. The only problem with that is I don't see them taking CJ Conrad unless it's later on in the draft. And it's going to be dictated on what they take in free agency. So what you need to be mindful of is if they select Jesse James at tight end, then this is going to be a different beast. But again, the free agency is going to dictate how this mock draft changes. And then we got Landon Collins, Ronald Darby. I like Landon Collins. Ronald Darby, I like him too. I ain't gonna get mad at that at all. We need a tight end that will hit the ground running. And Sweden, that is TJ Hockenson. This dude, I really like. He plays on a team with another good tight end, and the other tight end don't block like him. The other tight end don't seem to be that explosive in and out of his cuts like him. And in my opinion, Fenton is cool, but he's not Hockenson. Hockenson is the real deal in my opinion. Shaq Barrett, Adam Humphries. I would stay away from Adam Humphries. As a Buccaneers fan, I've seen enough of him to know he ain't worth the energy. BJ Finney. Okay. Nick Boyle. All right. Okay. Yeah, see, I think Noble Sports hit the nail on the head when he said it reminds him of Travis Kelce. I think he hit that nail right on the head. Now, Will Dirks is in rare form today. He said, ladies and gentlemen, they moved Nev Lawson to Towel Boy. I don't even know what to say to that. I don't know what to say to that. But nonetheless, that's my mock draft. If I was doing it, I would go based on what was left. I would go Hockenson, Taylor, Hodge, and the edge rusher with a guard. That would be mine. Those are the key spots that I think show up the middle of the field, because that linebacker would be an inside linebacker, which would be able to move Davis outside, or he can play outside and let Davis stay inside. It doesn't matter. But now when you get that safety with speed and ball skills, the middle of the field is shored up. And then the fact that you just look at what they did with Kennard, Ben Bangagoo would do just the same thing. Again, I do have some videos coming down the pipeline, for film study. Just be patient with me because I still work a 9 to 5 and I'm doing all this stuff at once. So with that being said, I'm going to conclude the video. If there's anything anybody want to talk about real quick, please do. I'm all ears. If not, I'm going to end it right here. So let's see. Yeah, y'all are in rare form again. Look, Lawson can't cover a baby with a blanket. Lord Jesus. Oh, my God. Y'all are brutal. The savagery is real. The other tight end on Iowa is nice. Fant. Yes, he is, but he's not better than Hockenson for me. Just for me. Thanks for the live stream, man. Thanks for being a part of it, Nick. I appreciate it, man. Hey, Dirk, I'm working on it. I'm listening. I'm hoping that this video, get enough people to pay attention to kind of see what people are viewing and understand the logic behind it. I really do, because the one thing that, for all the people who hate Matthew Stafford, he's never had a tight end. Please don't tell me that his best tight end was Eric Ebron, because then I'm going to show you how many drops he had, and that's not funny. Please don't tell me he's had a run game. He's not had that. And you go through and look at the good quarterbacks who have a supporting cast around, they usually have a good run game and a tight end, and those teams are winning. Yes, I will be adding my email in the description so people can have my email to hit me up when they got ideas. I am working on something really big. It shouldn't be that much longer, but I'm working on something really big that I think you guys are going to enjoy. And like I said, I will be adding that to it. Now, I did add it to, I think I did add it to this video, but I can't remember. But if not, I'll make sure I put it on there. Don't crack the roster. Bring back the black unis for game 1. Oh, yes, Sweeten. Yes. Man, I missed those black unis, man. Those was nice. Those and the all grays are nice. All right. All right, fellas. I think, I think that's it, man. And I think what I'll do from time to time is have an open live chat where we all can chat it up and talk about our football team, man. So that's it for right now. Until next time, please don't be no chump. Do your research. Lou G out, people. Have a good one.